What's up, YouTube? This is DEFCON 3 Security coming at you from somewhere here on Spaceship Earth. I'm inside of the Ford Ranger today. Things falling apart with the headliner hanging out back here. So today's topic has to do with I get a bunch of people saying, hey, my job doesn't allow me to wear body armor. And they want to know my thoughts on it. So here's the thing, man. I would not take a job if I was not allowed to wear body armor. My first question is, if you have a company that doesn't allow you to wear body armor, you have to wonder why. Now, maybe they just don't want you walking around with that plate carrier made by Condor and it's like this thick and it just, you look like you're a SWAT team member. Maybe they're trying to not conjure up that image of like the SWAT team or something. And I get it. But what about body armor that's under your shirt that you can't see, right? Like a Kevlar vest. So, I went back and messaged a few of these people and say, hey, have you tried asking them, would they consider having you have a Kevlar vest under your uniform? It's not visible. And they still said no. At that point, man, I would leave the company. There's absolutely no way you're going to put me out there in the field without any sort of protection. I understand that some locations are not as dangerous as others, but things happen. I mean, who would think that you can get shot up at a church? But it happens. Who would think that you shouldn't wear body armor at an amusement park? But it happens. You hear about it all the time. There's shootings at amusement parks and churches and schools and all these places that are not supposed to have bad things happen. Well, they have them happen. And I don't want to be on the other end of a bullet without any sort of protection. It's a ridiculous company policy and there's no room for it. I can understand a company saying, hey, we don't want you wearing a patch that says Blue Lives Matter because it might incite some sort of, anger toward that person, or if somebody has any sort of political affiliation, you don't want to have that. I've seen people have to cover up tattoos because it could be deemed inappropriate, or remove nose rings or eyebrow rings, or you name it, right? Because they would call it unprofessional. So I get it. There are certain things that, make sense, like why you wouldn't want that person having that. But as far as the body armor, no way. I absolutely, I wouldn't go for it. It's just, you're out there. We're in a totally different environment now. The scenario has changed. Like I said, the environment has changed. There are people out there who see me on a daily basis that think I'm a cop, or just because I am somewhat affiliated in the sense that I'm security, they absolutely can't stand me. And I'm at the gas station and I see people give me those looks. They're like, look at this joker, All it takes is for one person to either try to showboat or have a deep anger for any sort of law enforcement and just take one shot at me and I'm done. I want to know that I at least have some sort of armor that will give me that extra chance to maybe be able to defend myself. I know that body armor is not 100%. There's nothing that's 100% in this world except for death and taxes, right? But you just couldn't. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm getting all flustered because I know how companies work, and I know exactly what kind of morons you're talking about. I've dealt with these people before, and I won't take it. I'm like, nah. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to work today with body armor, whether you like it or not. At some point, you're gonna write me up, and then you're gonna fire me, and it's okay. I'm just not gonna do it. I've had company change policies on me halfway through and try to pull those shenanigans, and again, I don't follow it. There's no way you're gonna put me out there and not have me feel at least somewhat safe. I will say a little side note on body armor. I did mention how it's not 100%. There was a guy that, those big 5-gallon jugs of water? Well, he shot one with a 9mm. He filled it up with water, and then he shot it with a 9mm, and the water just shot up in the air. So he hit the 5-gallon thing, and the water went, and it shot up like 8 feet, which was crazy, the water. Then he said, let me wrap a bulletproof vest around this 5-gallon jug and see what happens. So he fired at it and the water shot up like 20 feet. So what does that tell you about the bulletproof vest? Yes, the bullet did not go through the water jug, but that water sure did shoot up super high, and he was trying to replicate blood. So you can imagine if that bullet had hit you, yeah, it would not go into your body, but the blunt force of that could cause the blood to rush upward and you would be unconscious instantly. Not always, but it just goes to show you those things, you know, they're designed to keep a bullet from bouncing around in your body, but definitely not designed to save you 100% of the time. Having said that, I will not take my chances. If there's anything that can improve my odds, then by all means, I am for it. You guys know that I'm a big Kevlar person. I like the fact that they are lightweight and they can wrap around your body easily. And then I follow it up by putting a carrier over my Kevlar vest, and then I put a trauma plate in the center. The trauma plate is roughly 8 by 8 inches or something like that. So in case I do get a direct shot in the chest, it will absorb some of that impact. But anyways, guys, that's it. Just my thoughts. I know a couple of you guys said, hey, my job doesn't allow us to wear body armor. And I thought instead of just texting back or messaging back, I would just make a video and cover that. So, hey, you know your value, you know your worth, value your time. Above all, be safe.